Hello, my name is Robert Chapman. Thanks for watching this video. For this exercise series, you will need no special equipment, just floor space on the ground.
All right, so let's get going. So thanks, first and foremost, always, thanks for hopping in. Hope you like today's session, but we're gonna start off super simple, and I know we may have a few more folks hop in, and they'll just be able to hop right in. But first things first, you can do this with or without shoes. And we're just going to go ahead and just allow those hips to kind of open up. So we're going to have the soles of our feet. Just go ahead, place the soles of our feet up against each other. I do want you to have a nice flat back. And by having a flat back, what I mean there is just having those shoulders down and back. And we're just actively pushing our knees out to the side, keeping those feet together. We can either hold on to either our ankles, or if you want, you can even hold onto your toes and bringing them up, whichever is more comfortable for you. But we're just going to hang out here just for a moment before we transition into our next movement. Again, I just want you to eyes up, shoulders back, packed up against the spine, and we're just right here, just opening up, allowing those hips just to open up. Also, we can drive those heels as close as we want to us, or towards your middle of your hips. Again, we want to find that kind of comfortable spot as we're just kind of relaxing, just opening up. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and just take a few more breaths, and then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go into a pigeon pose. And by going into a pigeon pose, we're going to take your left leg and we're going to take it and push it straight back. As we're pushing it straight back, we're going to have your right leg is going to be out in front. Now, it can be straight straight in front of you, or it can be at an angle. The whole goal is just to open up that hip a little bit, as well as we're also opening up our inner thighs or inner hips as well. So a lot of things are going on here. So let's go ahead, just a few more breaths right here. Again, sitting up nice and tall as we can. And with this passing breath, we're going to go ahead again, taking your left leg, and we're just going to go ahead, as I turn to the side, taking your left leg, and go ahead, bringing it back and around, straight back. We're just pushing back right here. Now, if you have your towel or your mat, you can use that to place underneath your right hip. And we're right here. We want to be nice and light on those fingertips. Nice and light. Let's take a few breaths, and then we'll transition into our next movement. We want to try to be up nice and tall as well, and really, again, feeling that hip opening up. From here, we're going to actually take both of our feet, bring them back, and go right back into that child's pose. We're right here, just allowing those hips to open up. I'm gonna take one more big deep breath in. Exhale, we're gonna go ahead and take your right leg, bring it all the way back. We can go as wide as we want, up to about hip width apart. Anchoring those hands down, push those hips back, thinking nice long spine, and we're just kind of opening up right here. Opening up. Again, push those hips back, hands go out in front. Also from here, we're going to go ahead, we're going to thread the needle. So we're going to start with your left hand, and we're going to go palm up underneath your right arm. And we're just going to take big deep breath in and go weave underneath. But let's go ahead, really pushing those hips back, arms out. A few more breaths, and then we'll transition. Here we go. As a team, one big deep breath in. Exhale. We'll come up just slightly, taking your left hand. We're going to weave it underneath your right, bringing that head through. And we're just going to hang out right here just for a moment. With each passing breath, we're just trying to get further and further underneath. Bringing the shoulder and head underneath.
We'll take a few more breaths, and like I said, we're gonna go ahead and rinse and repeat. We're gonna take your right hand and weave it underneath your left hand. Here we go, one more big deep breath in. Exhale, we're gonna go ahead, bring that hand back, and now we're gonna go ahead. Rinse and repeat, same thing, just other side, just other side. You're really trying to lead with the hand and arm, shoulder coming underneath, head following through as well. Up next, we're going to take your left leg, we're going to bring it up in front and go right back into a pigeon pose. We're just doing the opposite side, opposite side. And really trying to rotate, get underneath. Here we go, one more big deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to go ahead. Reset, again, taking your left leg, we're going to bring it up in front. Your right leg is going to go back. Again, we're going to try to sit up as tall as we can. Like I said, we can either be at an angle or kind of straight ahead. Again, whatever is more comfortable for you. And if you have your blanket or pillow or mat, you can place that underneath the hip if you want. To allow you to open up a little bit more. Nice and light on those fingertips if we can. Before we transition into our next position. Next position, we're going to go ahead, take both knees, we're going to bring them back. We're going to go in a tabletop position, and we're just going to work on that spine a little bit. Working on that spine. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Here we go, a few more, a few more. Heads up, chest up, breathe. And here we go, last final breath in. Exhale. Go ahead, we're gonna bring both knees back. We're gonna go ahead and have both knees in line with each other, hips directly over knees, shoulder directly over the wrist. We're gonna go ahead, tuck in that tailbone, shoulders back, nice flat back. We either have our toes digging into the ground, or we can have shoelaces digging into the ground. From here, we're just going to go ahead, take a big deep breath in, tucking in the tailbone, rounding the back, and then exhale, doing the exact opposite. Just a little cat-cow. Just getting that back, shoulders, spine to rotate and articulate. Of course, we're going to spend a good bit of time right here, but I want you to take your time. Take your time as we're going through. Really try to feel each vertebrae stacking on each other, moving and gliding on each other. Lower part of the spine, middle part of the spine, upper part, shoulder area, neck area. Let's do a few more, then we'll transition. Here we go, we're gonna go into either Sphinx Pose or Cobra. We're gonna go ahead, opening up those front hips to do a more terminal back extension. So as we find that stopping point, here we go, take a big deep breath in, exhale. Go ahead, back into neutral. We're gonna go ahead, as if we're going up underneath the fence. We're gonna come up underneath, pushing those hips down into the ground. Right here, heads up and back, or we can go ahead down onto our elbows and right here. Either or. We'll take this a few breaths and then we'll move on. Either or, either here or here. As long as those hips can get down to the ground. All right, here we go. As we set up for our next movement, we're going to go ahead, have those toes start digging into the ground. We're going to push back, going into downward dog. One more big deep breath in. Exhale. We're going to go ahead, push back. And we're just gonna back pedal those heels into the ground. Stretching out those ankles, calves, maybe getting up into those hamstring area. Just give me a few more. One more big deep breath in. Exhale, we're gonna pause right there. We're actually gonna stand it all the way up. We're gonna come all the way up, all the way up. And as we're standing it all the way up, we're gonna go ahead, having our feet about shoulder width apart, so a little bit wider than we normally go. We're gonna go ahead, tucking in that tailbone. We're gonna take both hands out, having both palms facing up. As we have both palms facing up, we're gonna go ahead, take your left palm, have it facing down, and we're just imagining that this is like a seesaw. So we're taking your left hand, we're gonna bring it down towards your left ankle, but we're gonna bring that your right hand up, and we're just gonna kind of bring it up right here, palming up towards the sky, and just feeling that stretch all along that side of your right side, excuse me. With each passing breath, we're just trying to get lower and lower. We're also gonna have a nice soft bend in the knees and pushing those hips back just a touch so we can get even lower, even lower. Here we go, we'll do a few more breaths. Last one, big deep breath in. Exhale. And we'll slowly bringing it on up, bringing it on up. We're gonna go ahead and reverse, and now we're gonna have your right hand, palm facing down, your left hand facing up. Again, soft knees, tailbone tucked, gonna push those hips back ever so slightly. Gonna go ahead, just like a seesaw, boom, bringing it down, taking that up hand, your left hand, palming towards the sky, and just kind of leaning over. And feeling that stretch all along your left side. It should be coming from underneath your armpit all the way down. And with each passing breath, we're just trying to get lower and lower. Again, trying to keep those arms in sync with each other. Eyes up towards the up hand. Take a few more breaths. And here we go. One more big deep breath in. Exhale, a little bit deeper. And we'll slowly go ahead, come on up, bringing those hands down. Relax. And we'll actually go ahead.
Again, thanks for watching this video. I hope you take away a few tools that you can use on your everyday life and along your fitness and wellness journey. That said, be safe, be well, until next time.